St. Gianna Oratory presents Daily Thought to St. Francis de Sales for May 9th. We belong to God in all things and without reserve, without any exception whatsoever. Our only motivation should be the honor of being entirely His. If we have in our hearts one single fiber that is not His and that does not belong to Him, we should be prepared to rip it out. Let us be at peace, and let us say, looking only at the cross, yes, if we were to be aware that even a tiny portion of our hearts was without the seal of the crucified, we would not want to keep it for a single instant. From the life of St. Francis de Sales. For several months, Francis de Sales had confided to his cousin Louis de Sales his aspirations towards the priesthood. On May 9, 1593, he told him that he had now decided to declare his intention to his parents in order to be free of the continued pressure from his family to seek a worldly career. He was amazed to hear his cousin reply that he had already taken measures to offset the objections of Francis's father. Louis had talked over the matter some time before with the very Reverend de Roins, a canon of the cathedral, who had arrived that very day at La Toile Castle. Together they had obtained for Francis the vacant office of provost. The surprise of the saint was equalled by his amazement at the providence of God and the kindness of his friends. Francis lowered his eyes, raised his heart to God, who controls all things, and resolved to talk to his father immediately. According to the deposition of Louis de Sales at the process of beatification in 1627, Francis said to his father, "I come, sir, to ask you one thing. If it pleases you to grant me this favor, I will never bother you for another. My request is for your consent for me to embrace the priesthood." Louis de Sales, then coming forward, said to Francis's father, "Here is my cousin's decree, dated on March 7th, in which the Holy Father, Pope Clement VIII, has appointed him provost of our cathedral." There was much discussion and exchange of ideas between father, mother, son, cousin, and Canon de Roins. It ended with our saint receiving permission, because of Francis's admirable reasons and generous resolutions. His parents knew that it would be useless to oppose his holy desire. "Oh, dear me," his mother said, "we must give our consent to this son to follow the voice of God who calls him. Otherwise, the same thing will happen that happened to St. Alexis and St. Bernard, who fled from their homes when they believed that they were going to be forced to take up positions in the world." Francis's father, in tears, said to him, "Oh, well, my son, in the name of God, do what you feel He has inspired you to do. On my part, I give you my blessing." The holy young man, falling on his knees, exclaimed in a loud voice, "Now that I have obtained what I desired so strongly, no one in the world will ever snatch me from the hands of my God."